Good evening. Hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. Let's see. Hayden, hello to you. Brennelt, hello. Nice to see you. Complex Track, hello to you as well. And Kupinator on YouTube. And also hello to everyone. Right, so unusual start. Usually I stream something like Microsoft Flight Sim or X-Plane first, and then afterwards we'll go into DCS. But today I decided to go the other way around. So what we're going to do is we'll start out with DCS first, and then later we're going to go into X-Plane 12 with the TOLIS Neo. So that's what we're planning today. And I'm happy to say that we did get our sound commands working again.
You've got to be kidding me.
Yeah, right. Luke, hello to you. Servus. Yeah, so I am planning to do a little bit, we'll see. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, they are working. Hello, Wissa. Nice to see you. Right, where's my band button? Oh, God. Guys, there is a... Yeah, I'm awake now. There is a timeout for that, okay? Not for you guys, but for the sounds, okay? All right. Anyways, guys, this mission today will take about 2 hours. It says here in the briefing document, mission 2 today. The first mission we did, I think about 2 weeks ago, right? So we're in the DCS F-18, and I have my cockpit set up here. So all the Moser force feedback flight stick, Warthog throttle levers, panels, etc., etc. Yeah, all the shenanigans. So looking forward to trying it out again on the F-18, lovely aircraft. And Mr. Matzi, hello to you. Yeah, I know, right? It is. So, yeah, and the thing is that obviously this setup, so the whole setup here to get everything set up, it takes me about 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And then, yeah, setting all the software. Yeah, it's just, so it's easy for me to practice a little bit and then get this then set up later for X-Plane 12. It's just better the easy way around. And Brent says, have you tried the C414 in 24? No, Brent, I have not. I've not really tried many aircraft in 2024 just yet. But I've been flying more 2024. That I have done. Right, so Northern Syria, Syrian Democratic Forces have since September to... Oh, and apparently these missions are from older real-world missions or in parts or something. And the cool thing is this campaign, the Rampagers campaign, actually has some nice sound files. It's very immersive. And obviously the missions are there to, yeah, for you to learn more about the F-18. So you go step by step into different aspects. And so we'll see. Today, mission 2 isn't too hard, really, I think. I looked into the briefing package, not too bad, but we'll see. The hardest thing, obviously, later on, coming back to land. I think that's the worst thing. I think it's easier if you get shot down, and then you can just return by helicopter or something. Anyway, so today... Hey Yoda, wie geht's dir? Today, so today, blue task, today, flight hours, 2 hours. We are tasking order mission 0421. Ram 2 is tasked with providing on-call close air support CAS from hold area Oscar in support SDF offense operations in the vicinity of Manbij. Manbij is there. Okay. So Ram 2 will operate as a single element of Ram 2-1 player. That's me. And then Ram 2-2 is Shadow in the 305, aircraft 305. Flight plan. So what we're going to do is take off from the carrier here, waypoint 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to get assigned our area, some targets. And then we'll see what we have to do. So we're going to provide close air support from the hold area Oscar. And then... yeah, then later, once we've either spent all the fuel, then, well, not all the fuel, but if we get bingo fuel, return home. We can also, if we need to refuel in the air, there's a tanker up there as well. Threats. So we've got manpads as a threat, SA-18, FN-6, vehicle-mounted anti-aircraft artillery. So remain above 10,000 feet whenever possible. Also, Syrian and Russian aircraft expect to operate in the vicinity of Aleppo. And so they are not to be expected near Manbij. We got 2 GBU-38 tail fuse, and then we've got 2 GBU-12. We're going to have a FLIR pod as well. And, okay, so JTAG is actually on today. Oh, okay. So we're going to get a talk on. We'll see. Right now, weapon status hold. Right, waypoint 5. So that's where the ROZ Romeo established an able CAS against IS targets in the vicinity of Manjib. Okay. And the forward line of enemy troops. Cool. All right. Flight lead comments will exit corridor Broadway at waypoint 3. Then check in with Firefly. Firefly is a joint strike cell that coordinates all indirect fires, air support, and other assets. And then enter the CAS stack. Oscar, and wait for further instructions. Operations are pretty busy today, so it probably won't be long before we get pushed over to the ROZ Romeo to provide CAS, either by JTAG on the ground or one of the remotely piloted aircraft. Once we get a 9 line, we can either update waypoint 5 with the target coordinates or create a new waypoint. Okay, that's fine. All right, hold area. 1,000 feet separation, that's fine. Anything else? No. All right, cool. And then that's a knee board for us today. So on the knee board, we have that in the aircraft as well. We get all the important things with frequencies, call signs, and so on. Yeah, but again, we have that also in the aircraft knee board. Wonderful. All right, let's go. So we'll get rid of the pilot layout there. Right, so I'll talk you through a little bit regarding the procedures. Let me close the cockpit because it's going to get loud. So that's the other flight that's going to depart first of all ahead of us. So, right, battery on. Then we're going to start the APU here. Come on. There we go, APU on. Make sure that all these buttons are off. All right, so we got the APU running. Let's start the right engine. And again, not sure how good you can see that, but about 20% will start to introduce fuel here. Throttle coming forward for the fuel. Yeah, where's the Top Gun? Hey, Turbine Studios, where's the Top Gun music? Yeah, I have a problem with there's actually music in here, which is quite cool. So if you get this this campaign, there is some music in there, quite some interesting or really fitting kind of music. The problem is, that
roll left.
Just like in the real aircraft, you hit your fingers on the switches.
Flight control.
But I get copyright strikes immediately when I do that. So right, engine 1 is starting, so let's start the left engine here. Gonna get the radar warmed up. I'm gonna do the alignment for the INS on the heading for the come on. There we go. Stored heading for the alignment. On this side, I'm going to go with the test of the flight control system. Fully automatic, which is nice. Yeah, well, if I start singing, well, a lot of people will leave, honestly. Right, flight control system. That's a beeping you're hearing. Test okay, fantastic. So I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to start aligning the HMD. So let's align. Going to get the crosses over each other. Press the C key, aligning. Alright, align is finished, fantastic. And let me also then Test the probe. So that's a refueling probe. Get that in. Gonna get the IFF on. Gonna get the TACAN on. ILS on. Data link on. Then I'm gonna set up the situational awareness display here. I'm gonna sequence the waypoints. 40 miles initially is fine. On this side, let's have a look at the stores really quickly. So we got the A-18C GPS guided, and then we got 2 laser guided as well. And let's look on the outside. There are 3 fuel tanks. All right. Oh, hang on. Lord, talking too much. Right, I think we motored the left.
Radio check on Ox.
Yeah, loud and clear. I think we motored the left engine long enough.
Good
Hey,
check.
good, Mark. How you doing? Nice to see you. So that was my my wingman calling in for radio check. So that's a line. We've got 17,550 pounds of fuel. That's a lot of fuel. Line. That's going to be heavy. Let me just check the flight control system here. Let's reset that. Do that here as well. Oxygen on. I'm going to turn down the RWR sounds just a little bit because they are also very loud. Also the weapon sounds a little bit down. Then let's get the RWR working. We're going to get the ECM on standby, dispenser on for the countermeasures. Seat is armed. Reset the bleed. And now we've got the OK here on the display. OK meaning alignment is finished. I'm going to put the INS switch now to IFA, that's in-flight alignment. The FLIR on standby. And that is pretty much it. All right. Right, cool. We are good to go. I'm going to put the trim up to 16 units because we're very heavy today. So I'm presetting the stabilizer trim up to 16. We've got the flaps on half. And so no more time to waste. Let's salute. Going to put the nose wheel steering to high. Chocks will be off now. And let's start moving. So we're going to follow his commands here. Oh, it helps if I switch off the parking brake, obviously. There we go. Alright, let's start moving. Skill issue, understood. No, it shocks away. I just didn't reach the parking brake, that's all. Right, so he's handing me over to this guy here. Gonna go left here. So you're going to be careful to make sure that you look at your right. It's not happy with that. It's a bit too much. Come left, right. Slow down a bit. So he's handing me over now to this guy, this director. Come right, come right, come right, come right, forward. Come left, forward, forward. Left, what? Left, right? Jesus Christ. Get me confused. Right, so he's told me now to already get the wings unfolded. We'll do that. I'm going to come forward a bit. Get the probe back in. We're pretty straightened up here, so what's happening now, I'm taxing forward, and as I'm going forward, you're going to see the blast door get up. There it is, that's the blast door deflection. I'm being told to stop. So he's going to give me the signal in a second to lower the launch bar. And the launch bar is that part of the nose gear. There it is, there's a signal. It's that part of the nose gear that then hooks into the shuttle. So here it comes, going down. So once that's down, they're going to fit the counterpart to that. And that holds back the aircraft until we are ready for the launch. Right, so now we're going to come forward. So he tells me to come forward, and we're going to go and hook up now to the shuttle. Takes a lot of thrust to get over there. A bit more. And we're in. Right, so now the shuttle should move forward. There it is. Now we're fully hooked up. Now we need to raise the launch bar again. So for departure, we've got to go do a little left-hand kind of evasive turn to get away from these catapults, although nobody's launching right now, but still. And then we go straight out for 7 miles. Now for that, what helps is if we select the TACAN of the Truman, so of the carrier that we're on. So it's going to be TACAN 75 X-ray, enter. And then I'm going to select TACAN as my information down here. So now I'm getting the distance info here, 0.1 mile. Right, so he's telling me to rev up the engine. Going to wipe out the controls, make sure everything's working. Here comes burner. Right, one last check. Instrument check. Looking good. And I'll salute. There's the salute. Right, hands away from the thrust, from the joystick. Right, airborne, hand goes down, gear comes up. Flaps go up. Little left turn here, 300 knots maximum, and maximum 500 feet. Otherwise we get told off. Checker gear is up, flaps are up. Returning to the BRC, so the course of the ship. 300 knots. Try not to get above 300 knots. Let's trim the aircraft a little bit. It's a bit right wing heavy. So my wingman will be launching very soon as well. So now all we're going to do is we're going to go straight out until 7 miles. And then we're outside of the range. Oh, let's buzz the ship here. That's fun. So we're going to go outside that 7 mile ring for inbound aircraft. Nice. That woke them up. And then once we're past 7 miles, we can go and get back on course. Hey, Airbus 05, Rusty, hello to you as well. And Oisk, hello. It's a clearing turn, correct, Oisk? Yeah, that's the correct name for that. A clearing turn, correct. All right, we're at 6.3 miles. And 7 miles, let's go. So now I'm going to go back. What? Choose information? I don't see you.
Copy.
What? Where are you?
Push button 3 on Pride.
Right, push button 3. Channel 3, that is. Selecting channel 3. And 2, whenever he says, like, Roger, he just says 2. So telling me that he understood what we're supposed to do. So now let me just try to get the flight plan up. So 265 strike. And then let's have a look at the so now we've got to go up to waypoint 1. So I'm going to select waypoint 1 here. And we need to go to 21,000 feet and Mach 0.7. 21,000 feet, Mach 0.7. I am going to go designate the waypoint. There you go, Stello. Ah, he's below me there. Yeah, so it's having a bit of trouble joining up. So I'm going to go like 300 knots, 5 degree upwards. And Dirkster, yeah, hello to you, how are you? Right, so let's have a look here. What can we do here? We got early warning radar. Put the information on the HUD. So now you can see these lines on the HUD here. So these tell me now the different threats that we have. But I need to learn all the abbreviations. I don't know all of them yet. I know S is like a SAM site. E3 is the early warning radar. In this case, our airborne early warning radar, so the AWACS. Hey, Iowa Scotsman, nice to see you. How are you doing? So, where's my wingman? There's my wingman. Hello, hello. Is he? No, he's got the same loadout as me. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, Ghost, no worries. No. The cool thing is that tiller is like, you know, kind of non-obvious. It's like left of the throttles or the stick. Whatever I put the airport stick there, it's just hard to see really. So I don't think really she notices. But who knows? We'll see if we get in trouble or not. Yeah, I am sneaky. Yeah, I can be sneaky. That's true. Right, hang on. Why didn't we... Are we supposed to call in or something? Hold on. Let's have a look. Right, check in.
304. 305. Lone Warrior Strike. 304 holding hands with 305. Checking in. 304. Lone Warrior Strike. Copy. Radar contact. Continue.
Alright. That's like...
304.
So that's like A-18C, right? That follows us along. So one thing I didn't really realize that these things, so whenever they do like missions and they have corridors and so on, right? They have like their AWACSs and then their controllers. So, I mean, it's obvious, really, because there are going to be so many fighters or so many aircraft in the area that, yeah, you need ATC, right? You need to separate these aircraft, inbound, outbound. So, I mean, we have literally like a flight plan, right? Tells me exactly what altitude to fly, what speed I need to fly, right? The waypoints that I'm going to fly. It's all there. And this is the cool thing about this mission. It kind of, or this campaign, it kind of teaches you these things. I'm just a little bit in burner. I can feel the stick shake a little bit. Right, we're coming up 19.5, so 21,000 and Mach 0.7. Currently Mach 0.5, so we've got to speed up a bit. Now the laser code for me is 1711. So once I'm in cruise flight, I have the autopilot on. I'm going to start setting up these the systems. Yes, so Crooner, I've gone through, even on stream. That was like 2 years ago or something. But I never finished it on stream. But I do have it. Raven 1 is also a very nice campaign, yeah. So on the HUD here, for example, right, so I have selected, right now, I have selected the waypoint as steering info. Right, so by pressing this push button, I get that little marker here, the track marker. So where I need to go. That's my track route here. So I'm going to get that on the little line there, and then that way I can fly exactly. Also, same thing with the flight path vector, right? Same as on you know, the civil aircraft that we have. A little bit above the horizon, it means we are climbing. So we got about 1100 feet per minute climb rate, now 900, 800. So I'm going to try to fine tune the altitude. And once I have that, we're going to go on Mach 0.71 or whatever it was, and then on the longer kind of, you know, straight and level flights, it's good to have autopilot. And here in the F-18 you also have an autopilot system. So that's now up to 21,000 feet. I'm going to get the flight path vector straight and level now. So I'm going to hit the autopilot button. Barometric altitude now at the moment. So CPL means it's going to track our routing. I have a feeling that it just doesn't quite like the... there we go. Now we got... Yep, now we got altitude hold, if you like. So B alt means barometric altitude hold. R alt would be radial altimeter hold. And CPL now tracks us towards the waypoint 1. So let me just find out Mach 0.70, and then fence in will do 7.3. Now also for fence in, clear checklists that you have to go through. So fence in, we go through this checklist. I mean, there's a couple of things we could do already, really. So mast arm is safe. Display set. We'll set that in a minute as well. Then bingo fuel. So I'm going to put the bingo fuel down here. Let me put that to 3,000 pounds to get back to the carrier, or at least the tanker. Now video record is down here. It's a bit lower there. So video record, switch to auto, and then HUD as desired. So we'll take HUD recording, left DDI, right DDI, HMD. It's interesting that it records these things, all these things. So left DDI, so these are the displays, right? Right DDI, left DDI, lower DDI. The HMD would be the helmet-mounted display. For the comms, okay, that's also interesting. So the comms, let me go and have a look. So we could put guard frequency as well. So G is at the backup. You also listen to guard frequency now. Now lights, obviously, then gonna put them all to off. For that, I've got to hide the pilot. So the lights are on this side, I think. Yeah. Well, actually, lights, outside lights should be... Hold on. Yes, there we go. So position lights, strobes off. So Mach 0.74, a bit fast. We can slow down a little bit. The radio altimeter on, yeah. And HMD is on. And then we would perform a G test if air-to-air or low-level air-ground maneuvers are being performed. Cool. Then defensive systems. Let's have a look down here. I'm going to put this to bypass so that I have control of the flares and the chaff. And then on the other side, so the electronic countermeasures, we're going to put this to REC. And then on the early warning radar, we can now select... So let's have a look. So that's all right. Yeah, we'll see. That should be fine. Now we're coming up to waypoint 1, very close to that. And then later for the air to ground, master mode, air ground, etc. Now that reminds me to set up the code for the stores. So we're going to press stores. I want to have the laser guided. And so just checking the code. So it says here code 1711. So that is already set. Don't have to do that myself. Yeah, 1711. That's my laser code. My wingman has 1712. So that way, when we laser the targets, we don't that bomb doesn't get confused. So also then I have to check the FLIR pod. So let me have a look here down below. I'm going to put the FLIR to on. Right, there you go. Got to check out with strike.
Lone Warrior Strike 304 holding hands with 305. Feet dry, switching.
Feet dry, so we've reached land.
304, Lone Warrior Strike copy. Two, push button 6 on pry.
There we go, so
2
6.
copies.
Switching frequencies. And now we'll speed up again, 0.74. So let's now check in with magic.
Ram 22, check on pry from Ram 21. Ram 22, copy. Magic, Ram 21 flight with you, en route to Manhattan at Angels 21. Ram 21 flight, magic copy, radar contact, you are cleared for corridors within assigned flight level.
So what I'm doing now is I'm going to set the laser codes as well. So I've just realized that my FLIR pod is actually transmitting on the frequency 1688. So I have to change that actually, so that it matches. It's hard to see really, but that it matches the frequency of the laser frequency of the bombs. Otherwise my bombs will track my laser. So these are the things that I think that makes DCS, of course, a little bit more complicated, because you know you've got to learn all these things. But in the end, I mean, if you're interested in flying these fighter jets, then it's obviously great for immersion. Just gonna have a look at the other bombs here. So another thing we have to take care of now is before it gets hectic, is have a look at the fusing. So I'm going to look at the fusing, nose fuse, and for the electronic fusing instant we said.
I guess we're not in that big of a hurry. Ram 3 is still hanging out in the stack up ahead of us.
Can you hear what he's saying?
They left a few hours ago. Remind me, who were the pilots? Yeah, that's Brooklyn and Diamond. They've been hanging out there for about an hour now and no action yet.
So it's my wingman.
Well, you know what they say. Hurry up and wait.
Is it
Once
very
those
loud?
ground units get close to their objectives, it'll be
Really?
troops in contact and 9-liners left, right, and center. True. And by that point, IS won't even know what hit them.
Yeah, exactly, Mark. Right. So you can, you know, if you go and you know, get into some action. Oh, his voice is aggressive. Ah, that's what you meant. Okay, as long as you can hear what they're saying. So they've been talking about that the flight ahead of us. So our group, so 2 aircraft are ahead of us. Let me just have a look here at the. So let me just make this sense of interest. There we go. I'm going to go and put this over the That's F-15. So I'm getting information. So by putting these two brackets, I'm not sure if you can see that very well. But by putting these brackets over these symbols, I'm getting some information about what aircraft they are. Right. So right now I can see this flight here is F-15s at 22,500. And then above them, it's F-18s, and they're at 12.6 or 12,600 currently. Here we got, with a dot in the middle, that's the AWACS. Here we got some A-10s at 10,000 feet. Here another A-10 at also 9,800 feet. On here we got also A-10s at 8,900 feet. So I think that flight here, that's our buddies already in the holding area, Oscar. So checking speed, we're a bit slow. Let's increase the speed again. Yeah, so setting up the GPS guided bombs. So let's have a look at the JDAM display mission. So if we later get a information regarding coordinates, where to drop some bombs, we could put that in here. Now, right now, we don't have any information on that. Then for the laser guided, let's step to the other one, make sure they have the right code. Oh no, they are here. All right, so right, E-fuse. Oops. Yeah. So E-fuse will do instant as well. So this is one thing I've gotten wrong so often. So if you don't fuse the bombs, they won't go off, obviously. So you've got to make sure the fuse is active. Right, so we're coming up to waypoint 2. And that's exit Broadway is 3. And then we're going to get instructions to break off to the holding area. So the ROZ Oscar. So that's the hold area that we're going to be in the stack. So that's our holding area. There's another holding area, Romeo. So 7:30 we departed, and recovery is about 2 hours later. So that's the idea. Right, we've got 5 miles to the waypoint. So exit, and then the holding will be somewhere. Well, we're going to be told what altitude we're supposed to hold. Interesting enough, so later, I think if that's the correct mission here, we're going to hear a JTAC. So that's a person on the ground that monitors. There we go. Hang on. Fence in option.
2, 1, fence in.
So now, if we would see his lights,
Again.
he would now be. Let's go waypoint 3. So he would now be switching off the lights, etc. So he goes through the same checks now that I've done already. As we go to waypoint 3. Oh, little lag. Loading. Loading something in.
countermeasures and sensors are set. Tapes are on. To dispense in.
Right, so he's fenced in as well.
13.0.
So he has 13.0, so 13,000 pounds. I have 12.9. So we're good on fuel. Just trying to think if I've forgotten something. Let me go air ground here. I don't need the radar. I'm going to keep situation awareness. Otherwise, I'll have the FLIR pod up. Good. All right. So stores situation awareness. A little bit fast again. Hey Gregory, T for autothrottle, okay. Ah, I thought the A-18C, so the autothrottle only works in on the approach. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, thanks for that. Cool. Oh, well, that makes things easier. Yeah, absolutely. So it also has autothrottle. Beautiful. Another thing, by doing these kind of campaigns, you get the idea that, you know, these fighter pilots, when they take off, usually the first thing they do is they go refuel. Mark knew something I didn't, yeah. I actually have a button matched for the autothrottle, but I was only up to now able to activate that in the approach, weirdly enough. So, but anyways, I can see ATC. It says here in the HUD, ATC, so let me check. So that's off, that's on. Cool, alright, it does work. In caps. You guys. Right, okay, so now, there we go. We're checking out now with Magic.
Magic, Ram 2 checking out of Broadway for Oscar and switching to Olive 1. Ram 2-1, Magic copies. You're cleared to exit Broadway. Check Firefly on Olive 1.
Right, RF1, Firefly.
Ram 2-1.
Firefly. It's going to be...
2-1. Push button 11 on Pride.
Yeah, I was just going to say 11. Right. Checking in.
2, stay state.
Right, let's go to waypoint 4.
2, most date 12.4.
Just manually. There we go. Yeah, I played around with the FLIR, that's why it killed my waypoint there. So let's see. It's a bit early. Oh, there we go. Now we go check in with Firefly.
Ram 2-1. Ram 2-2. Firefly, Ram 2-1. Ram 2-1, Firefly, go ahead. Firefly, Ram 2-1. Mission number is 0421. Flight of 2 Hornets, checking in as frag. Ram 2-1, Firefly copy,
Anchor in Oscar at Angels 19er, standby for up.
Yeah, so 19er, 19,000. So he said to anchor.
Ram 21 anchoring in Oscar at Angels 19, ready for update.
So we're going to fly Mach 0.55.
SCF ground forces are currently clearing the main road east of Mandage. Right?
There's the other two F-18s there.
We've got Saba 1 embedded with the troops, currently preparing to attack the small settlement of Heya in the next 30 minutes. Right? IS are fortified in buildings in Heya and are believed to have captured Syrian armored vehicles, heavy weapons, mortars, and man-nets. Right?
Okay.
Civilians have been leaving the village since yesterday, and none are expected to be left in the area now. Stand by for task.
All right.
Firefly, Ram 21 copy. Update and standing by for tasking.
Right, let's orbit here. All right, 19,000 feet, awaiting tasking. So there's been some troop movements down below, but no hostile activities just yet. Right, so this is waypoint 5 in general, with the coordinates. Oh yeah, and there's one thing that comes up that was, I don't know, it was new to me, but obviously in the military to do things differently. So not only do you have the normal coordinates, you also have grid coordinates. So if I go to, let me go back to my HSI, I think it was. Let's go HSI data. So we can actually access via the UFC the grid data. So if I go UFC, I can go to grid.
Ram 31, Firefly, contact Jaguar 1 on Olive Street for task.
And then I can select the grid again with those
Ram
brackets.
31, Olive Street for task. Jaguar
Right,
1.
then you get a general grid, and then usually we get some coordinates. And that way we can enter that grid. Right. Yeah, so $19,000 it is. So that forward combat controller, he's going to give us the coordinates for any targets with reference to grid, not the coordinates. Now, also I want to put in precise for the coordinates. So I've selected the precise button on the bottom there. So COM2, let's have a look. COM2 is 305, COM1 is 272. Yeah, all good. As briefed. And then that forward controller, the forward combat controller, he's going to give you a lot of information. Now apparently it does save here on the knee pad. At least I saw it.
got a night line on a group of armored vehicles in one of the villages south of Mandage.
You listening in on their channel?
Yeah, so my wingman is listening on the other channel, so he just heard that the other flight got some targets.
I just can't get over the fact that IS got armor now.
Assignment.
In Syria, yeah. Captured BTRs, BMPs, T-55, ZSUs, you name it, they have it. They even captured an artillery battalion a few months back.
So I can see here, these are two F-15s. So the HMD, the helmet mounted
Sure,
display.
but do they even know how to use it?
To some extent, yes.
What do you like more, Hey Ducky? Well, I like both. The thing is this, so there's a lot of different ways of, in aviation. So you have airliners, you have general aviation, the small aircraft, you have corporate flying, you have military flying, helicopters, etc. So there's so many different aspects in aviation, and really, I just love complexity. So I love complex add-ons, trying to learn and trying to master these, and just a variety. That's the thing. I just honestly, if I flew Airbus all the time or just the airliners all the time, I would get bored after a while. So for me, it's all about just switching things up. Just went to air to air. Don't want to do that really. So where's my chaff and flare set again? Hang on. Ah, there we are. That's the button for the flares. Headphones, Mark. Everything's for the headphones, yeah. The thing is, if I went through speakers, you guys would pick it up as well. So you would have sounds over the internal line and then also the external microphone. Subwoofer would be nice. Yeah, I mean, if you want to have your family take part, why not? I mean, you could try it out. I mean, feel free. Let me know how it went at home when the whole house shakes. Yeah, exactly. Dad has taken off again. You can hear the cutlery and the cups shaking in the cupboards. My floor, yeah, probably. Yeah, I'm sure I'm close to max. Max zero fuel weight right now. It might distract me for the tiller purchase. Well, the thing is, so here's the thing, guys. So a small tiller is not something obvious, but I mean, a thing like this, right? This is hard. This is really hard to hide. That's the problem. Oh yeah, Mark, years and years of experience. Absolutely. Now, one thing you don't feel, so with the Moser, I have, you can set it if any way you like, but I've set it so that I can have just a little bit of vibration through the flight stick here. So it just makes the aircraft come alive. And then when I put the landing gear out or put the flaps out or speed brakes.
Ram 21, Firefly.
Oh, there we go. Here we are. We're in action now.
Firefly, Ram 21, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Ram 21, Firefly, contact Shaba 1 for tasking on all of you.
All right, now we go to the JTAC.
Ram 21 copies. Switching to Olive 2 for tasking with Shaba 1.
Now I need to get my pen and paper ready.
All right, 2, we're up. Push button 12 on Prime for 9 line with Shaba 1.
So now push button 12. Let's check in and see what is...
I'm ready with the video downlink for Shaba.
There we go. Let's see what Shaba has for us.
Ram 21.
Ram 22.
Shaba, Ram 21. We are 2 times F-18s on station in Oscar. We have 4 GBU-12s and 4 GBU-38s plus 20 Mike and can give you 60 minutes playtime. AT Flare, Timber Suite, and BDL code for Ram 22 is 4927.
Ramp 2 flight, thanks for dropping by. We're getting ready to clear a gate, but we need a bit of help removing a few bunkers and tin cans. I've got a Type 3 bomb on target when you're ready for a 9-line.
Type 3, bomb on target.
Ram 2-1, ready for 9 line.
Right, this is all interesting.
From Oscar 100 for 25 miles, elevation 1,560 feet. Arm checkpoint with tank T-55 and AAA, Delta Alpha 216472. No mark, friendly to the northeast, 3 miles, advised and ready for a mark.
Right.
Ready for remarks.
Final attack heading east, you're clear for Rouse Romeo down to 12,000 feet, but be aware of threat from command pads.
Ram 2-1, 1560 Delta Alpha 216472. Final attack heading east, remaining above 12,000.
Good, read back, continue dry, report contact at TID.
Right, so let's see. So I did copy that things down. So that was like a talk on regarding the type of targets. So tank T-55 and AAA. The elevation is 1,560 feet. We're supposed to come in west to east for the attack heading. Stay above 12,000. There's friendly northeast 3 miles away from that position. So now I am going to enter that 9-line position. And let me just get the autopilot to keep the altitude for now. Let's do it. Right, let's try that again. Come on. Come on, give me altitude. That's not bad. Just a slight descent here. Okay, cool. So let's enter that data then. So we're going to put the HSI data, and I am going to put waypoint 5. So I'm going to say UFC elevation first of all, 1560 feet. Now for the grid. Going to select Delta Alpha, which is this one here. Now it's highlighted Delta Alpha. So now I'm going to put in 216 out of 0 for the 4th digit, and then 4720. Enter. Let's see if that worked. Bit slow here. Heads down. Okay, let's go get the nose down again. Right. Now the only thing is, I'm not happy with the grid there. So let me try that again. UFC grid. Actually, let's do that this way. Grid. So Delta Alpha, highlighting that, and then that was 216417, 216472. Enter. All right, so now let's have a look. Target is down there. So now I have selected the target. Got to get the FLIR on the target in a second. Right, so telling him that we are ready. Use GBU 16. So we're going to use the GBU.
Shabba, we're in from the west.
Contact on the road checkpoint with the bunker, a tank, truck mounted gun, and some guards. No civilians visible in or near the checkpoint.
All right.
Java, Ram 2-1, we've got visual on a highway checkpoint with a tank, truck with a mounted gun, and some guards. No civilians nearby.
That is your target, Ram 2-1. You're clear to engage.
Ram 2-1, running in.
So there's the target. Let's see. And now the thing is, I need to identify the target. Otherwise, there we go. So now, yeah, definitely. Okay, so we've done that. So now let's have a look. Target. I'll tell you what we'll do. I'm not sure with the assignment there. If I'm not getting a steering cue. Even though I have set targets. So let's do head angle 45. Enter. So there's something missing regarding mission. Right. So I've got all the data inserted. Got master arm on. JDAM is ready. Let's have a look. I'm going to do one more run in. See if that works. The target is behind us. There it is. So if I'm not getting a steering cue now to drop the bomb, then I am going to go ahead and use laser guide it. No. Oh man. All right, let's have a look. I'm still not getting a steering cue, am I? No. Okay, so I'm going to switch to laser guided bombs here. Laser guided. There we go. Or, yeah, I should get a range ring if that were to work, but I'm not. So let's go laser guided. Gonna arm the laser. And 46 seconds. So there's that tank, T-55. clearly see that. But I'm going to go laser now. "32 seconds. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong regarding the target coordinates. But right now, unfortunately, it wouldn't get me the target information for the bomb. Anyways, got everything set. Automatic lasing is on. Depressing the release button. 4, 3, 2, 1, and...
Ram 2-1, pickle.
Pickle. Automatic lasing in 16 seconds. Let's circle here. And we're lasing. So now the laser's firing onto that dot next to the tank. Impact should be any moment now. And splash. Good, good hits. Right, let me...
2, engage target.
Right, also I'm going to tell my
2.
wingman to engage the targets now. Well, I try to figure out how come I didn't get the target information. Right, let's go with the chain again. Let's go. Right, Jathan display mission. So I've got the target coordinates there. And I've got the target selected. I don't know why I can't get the steering infos on that. This time I'm going to go trigger laser. So we're going to laser again with the... I'm going to go back again to go with the laser guided. So this time I'm going to go with the... try and drop a bomb onto that compound. There's my wingman. Got to be careful not to hit him. Alright, 19 seconds. Bomb is ready. Fusing is set. And now this time I have to press the trigger to fire the laser myself. So I'm going to try to drop.
Rounds on target.
Right, he's also got good rounds on target. 3, 2, 1. Right. So I'm lasing now. Impact in 13 seconds. And good hit. I was getting worried because the timer was already off. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to take those coordinates that I've just seen there and put them in manually. See if I can get that mission, target UFC, position. Latitude, so we want north 3634 00. The problem is those are not precise. That's the problem. East 0380745. Hang on. Okay. East. 03807. Or are they? Hang on. Latitude. North. 3634. No, they're not. 0. And longitude. East. 380745. And then last thing to do is get the elevation. Elevation was 1560 feet. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong, to be honest. Why I'm not getting the infos I need for the steering here. So these would be for the laser guided bombs. Anyway, let's have a look. Let's see. So to make sure that we stay above the 12,000 feet here. Right, there's the outpost down there. So we've got to be careful. Let's get some chaff out, just in case they do fire at us with a man pad. Right, let's call in and tell them that we've finished our job. Now, I wonder, can I target UC? That's Egress to the north. Fuel 82. Yeah, so the mission is we've been posted, or first of all ordered to a holding area to await instructions. We did get instructions to attack an outpost, which we have attacked. But the only thing is, I fear that we haven't got everything yet done. So there's the target. I mean, that other tank is smoking, so that looks pretty good. So we do have some good effects on that. That looks all right. Right, let's see if we can get...
2, stay state.
2, low state, 7.1. No GPUs left.
Okay, anyway, so what we'll do then, I'll tell you what we'll do. We're going to do, just for practice, see if I can put those coordinates in that we have here. So let me get elevation, feet 165, no, 1565. Then for the position, latitude north, 363353, enter, and then east 380720, enter. No, it's just not taking it. Unless I'm doing the wrong format. So again, 363353. Enter. Ah, I can see what's happening. It's not taking in the coordinates down here. That's why. The problem is, yeah, that's the thing. It doesn't give me the full coordinates. So not with the seconds. That is the issue. So east 03807. So that get east 38072037. Ah, there we go. So now I will be getting the target info now. Yeah, now I'm going to get the solution. The problem is I think I'm a bit too close in.
Pickle.
All right, pickle. So we're also out of bombs. Gonna head back north. We gotta start refueling. Let's get to the tanker and then head back home. Hey Peter, what time is it? Anybody got time? What time is it? Yeah, time to get home to the carrier, to do the next flight. So let's go to situational awareness. Let's go to waypoint 6 and out we head. So waypoint 6, we're supposed to be at 26,000 feet. I'm going to drop my center tank. Let's go center and drop. There it goes. So a little bit drag, less drag, which is good. Yeah, the cold, luckily the cold isn't as bad as I expected, so yeah, I'm happy that yeah, it's getting better already, which is good. Yeah, it's fine. I'm climbing up to, what was it, 26,000 feet. Yeah, no worries. Okay. So Mach 0.05, we're fairly high up, so... Now, the only thing I'm wondering about is... is how we're going to get contact. Regarding talk on. Let's try to get back to 11. Keep within Romeo. No.
2, push button 6 on Pry.
Ah, there we go. That's it.
2 copy.
That was the thing I was missing. Right.
Ram 22, check on Pry from Ram 21.
Ram 22, copy.
Magic, Ram 21 flight with you en route to Harlem at Angels 28.
Ram 21 flight, Magic copy. Radar contact. You are cleared for corridors within assigned flight level.
So let's go waypoint 7. Now we have £7,000. We don't really need to refuel. Yeah, that's Andy. I think so too, yeah. So we're not really using afterburners. And now the good thing is we can... I forgot the key combination. So we can use speed... time acceleration. That's what. Time acceleration. Just have a look what the command is. Right control Z. Right control Z. Right, let me get to 26,000, get the autopilot on. So autopilot, let's go steer to that. And then I'm going to speed up a little bit. Get to 26,000. There it is. And then we got altitude. Fantastic. Cool. So right shift Z. Is that... Hang on. No. Hang on. Okay, let's have a look. So, oh no, it's left control Z. Hang on. Left control Z. Ah, there we go. That's it. There we go. But that way we can go and accelerate at that time. Because right now nothing more important is happening. The question is whether or not we've destroyed enough targets to get that mission as a pass. Yeah, let me have a look at the so the Truman. So I get some information regarding the TACAN. So here we've got the Truman TACAN. Currently 248 degrees and 177 miles. Now on the left DDI, I can call up the fuel data. Actually, no, hang on, that's Is it FPAS? Yeah, there we go. So here, it's quite nice as well. So it's like a flight management system. So at the current speed, so the current fuel flow, it tells me... Oh wait, waypoint 7. But right now, with this speed, we have an endurance at this altitude of 1 hour. Right? If I take that correctly. Now, for the optimum range, so the best fuel flow, it would be 40,000 feet, Mach 0.83. So that would give me 488 miles down to 2,000 pounds, if that is correct. Yeah, so that should be 1 hour, 3 minutes endurance with that current fuel flow. Which is... yeah, 2,700 pounds per engine per hour. So 5,000 pounds an hour. Yep, so that does add up. So 1 hour, 2 minutes at the current fuel flow. And so if I look at the TACAN with the current speed, so the Truman carrier, it's going to take me 23 minutes to get there. So very simple mathematics we have in the fuel. As long as we don't get into any fights. And we burn fuel. And then we get to the most exciting part, and that is to land the aircraft. I have a little pattern that I can show. So the idea would be to do exactly like this. So we come past the carrier, make sure everything's clear at 800 feet above the water. Yeah, case 1, good weather, case 1 recovery. Then power idle, we do a 3.5 G turn, bleed off the excess speed at 250 knots, landing it down, flaps down. Landing checklist. Downwind, 600 feet. So we descend slowly 600 feet, about 90% RPM. About 1.25 miles a beam. And then once we're on speed, we can use the auto throttle again, that helps a bit. Then a 30-degree angle, bank angle, turn to final. And then on speed, approximately 450 feet onto final. 3/4 mile, call the ball. And then land. Simple. It's in theory, it's really simple to land on an aircraft carrier. All right, let's go to the next waypoint. Right, guys. So yes, next up. So once we've landed, I will restart the stream. I'll get the panels removed. I'll set up for the A320neo. And then we're going to fly the tow-less A320neo from Madrid to Ajaccio in X-Plane 12. Oh, there we go. So now it already automatically reduced the speed. Let's do fence out.
2, 1, fence out.
Magic 1-1, pop-up group 1.
So now...
130 at 3,000.
Copy, fence out.
Right, we're going to go fence out checklist.
5.3.
There we go. So, fence out checklist.
My jet is good.
Master switch off exterior lights. So now
1,
we can
copy.
get strobe lights on again. It's daytime. Master mode back to off for the video record.
Magic 1-1, pop-up group 180.
And then home fuel check. Yeah, home fuel is fine. We checked that. And now what we would normally do is a battle check. The problem, I can't do that here because he always tries to keep that position on my wing. But normally we would fly a little bit above, go below him to check for any battle damage.
2, 1. What do you think? You think they'll be able to take them bids?
Bra 179 for 130. Yeah, I do. 3,000. This operation's been in the making for months.
Is that because of the train and equipment that needed to be completed first?
So a little bit of chit-chat going on.
Probably. I think there's been months of diplomatic negotiations with Turkey now. A big part of the SDF is made up of the YPG. You know, the Kurdish fighters? Turkey doesn't want them controlling anything in northern Syria. Heard that the White House even had to promise them that the YPG would return back to the eastern side of the river once Sunday had been liberated.
That's one of the things I wonder.
I see. So who's to control Manbij and the surrounding area afterwards?
I wonder if pilots, so these fighter pilots, actually do
JTF has established this military council that will take control.
do think about these you know,
not actually YPG and
developments on the ground, or if they like have a kind of a
where do they stand with the Syrian government then?
like a broad picture, and then just await orders.
It's still the exact same SDF as before, and before they were fighting IS, they were in an alliance of rebel factions that were fighting the regime.
Ugh, this is so confusing. How come you know all this?
I agree, it's confusing. All right.
What can I say? I have nothing to do, so I just read up on this stuff. I've got a couple of ROTC buddies in Civic.
I gotta say, I have a lot more homework to do regarding what's going on here. Iraq and Afghanistan were complex, but this is something else altogether.
Talk to me, Goose. Exactly.
Yep, I get it. This is a whole new chapter in the GWAT.
Hopefully also the last. Let's get home to Mother. I'll buy you coffee at Starbucks.
Lol. Do they really have Starbucks on a ship?
You got it, Lee.
Nah, surely not. That would be weird. Just missing the meow voices, that's true. I actually heard some on the last reworld flight. Right, so here we got the aircraft weight. We have to get that below, is it 34,000? I think it was 34,000. Otherwise, we're going to have a problem with the landing gear. When we slam onto the deck. I'm pretty sure I had... oh yeah, there we go. So that's the launch. That's the launch. So really, okay, so for the launch, that's interesting as well, right? So once you are 45,000 pounds and above, you have to take max power. 44,000 and below, you can go mil, max, or max for takeoff. Interesting. Yeah, trim settings. I should have used even more trim, really. Right, what about landing? There we go, landing. Yeah, there we go. So, yeah, actually 33,000 pounds. Really, Nate says he can confirm there's Starbucks on these ships. That is weird. Okay, so arrestment above 33,000 pounds, you have to go glide slope minus 3.5 degree maximum, headwind 40 knots, half flaps allowed. Less than 40 knot headwind, you have to do full flaps. And then you have to take have a look at lateral weight asymmetry. Blimey, that gets complicated, right? So landing unrestricted, 33,000 pounds below. So that's what I'm aiming for. Right, let's check in with the next sector.
Magic, Ram 21 flight checking out at Manhattan. Switching.
Yeah, Andrew, that's what I was wondering, right?
Ram 21 flight, magic copy, check out.
Bases, yeah, but I mean, ships?
2. Push button 3 on Pry. Stay state.
2, low state, 4.7.
Right, he's a bit lower on fuel than me. Right, let's go to channel 3. Let's check in.
304.
305.
Oh, that's my wingman.
Lone
Checking.
Warrior Strike 304.
304. Lone Warrior Strike.
Right, there we go.
Lone Warrior Strike 304 holding hands with 305.
That's
Marking
weird.
mums at 070475. Angels
74 miles.
26. Low state 4.6. No alibis.
I wonder what no alibis means as a kind of...
304. Strike, sweet. Mother VFR, case 1. Contact Marshall.
They have some really weird kind of words. So strike, sweet.
304. Case 1. Switching to Marshall.
So I understand mother is VFR, meaning the ship is in VFR conditions. Case 1 recovery. Contact Marshall. So, and Marshall then obviously is the carrier. Let's get the... Right, so carrier. Let's go to the next waypoint. Waypoint 9. I mean, we're still 67 miles out. I think we're going to wait to 50 miles before we contact on push button 2, Marshall. There it is. Well, Andrew, I've had this for about 3 months now, 4 months. But it took some time to get everything set up, you know, software-wise as well. So with the SimPro app, get my head around how to set these displays up. So what you can't really see is that all the things you see here, so all the displays in the sim are replicated on these hardware displays. And then obviously the push buttons work, but for that, again, you have to get these profiles downloaded and installed. Right, let me get the FLIR off. Radar. So the radar will go to standby anyways on touchdown on the ship. Yeah, the really cool thing is this. So with the SimApp Pro, you can actually have these displays work in other aircraft as well. So F-16, for example, it'll have the lower display blank, but the left and right DDIs, they will work with the F-16 as well. Or the F-15, let's say. So any aircraft that, or even with the Apache, you can have these displays set up, which is really cool. So it's not just for the F-18. So let me just check we're 55 miles out. Yeah, so Peter, they are currently working on many different aircraft add-ons, like Tornado, Starfighter, the Typhoon, so the Eurofighter, lots of aircraft in the pipeline currently. What does this cost? So I've bought this myself. I'm not affiliated with Windwing, okay, so not sponsored. I'm not telling you to buy it, okay, so I was just fascinated, and I have to say the quality is good. It is good. Right, so if I go to the store, let's have a look right now. Right, let's go contact Marshall.
Okay, 2. Button 2 on Pry.
2 copy.
So the combat panels.
304.
So this is the panel I have, the Top Gun MIP, and that costs 800 euros. 807 it says, plus shipping. I know, right? I know. So, let's go ATC. Truman, inbound.
Marshall, 304. Marking mops 09145. Angels 26. Holding hands with 305. Low state 4.4.
304. Mother's weather is visibility 10 plus miles. Scattered clouds at above 10,000. Altimeter is 290.903. Case 1 recovery expected BRC 355. Report see me at 10.
Right, so a couple of information that the carrier gave me. So inbound course, so BRC, so the course line for the final approach, is 355. Now I have selected that on the course selector. That's the tackhand from the ship. So currently 40 miles out. And then next call is 10 miles. So we're supposed to go visual around 10 miles. So now I've started to slowly descend. And one more thing I want to see, the ILS frequency is... Let's just check the frequency for the ILS. Is 11. So we're going to go ILS, channel 11, enter. And then on the bottom I'll select ILS as well. Now I'm going to go early warning radar. I'm going to declutter my HUD. There we go, that looks good now. And we got 33,700 pounds. That will actually end up very nicely with the fuel. Not going to lie. Yeah, and Peter, even here I have... Now what you do see, and I noticed that, is it does have a little bit kind of blurriness as these digits move. It's because of DLSS. So DCS also runs DLSS if you want. Which is great. It runs much better than Microsoft DLSS, I have to say. Less issues, but you do notice some kind of lag on the display there. Yeah, Andy, currently 33,600 pounds. So we're going to burn a little bit more fuel. And then 33 and below, we don't have any limitations for the weight. What I could theoretically do, I could either dump some fuel, which is very simple here. There's just one switch. It says dump fuel on and off. Right, so that's very easy to do here. Or drop the tanks. I mean, they're empty anyways, the external tanks. At least I think so. Let's have a look for the fuel. Yep. So we got left external and right external. They're both at 0. So we could drop them. The rest is all internal. That's right, 19 miles away. We start looking out for the... See some ships in the distance there. Look at that. And there she is. There is Mother. Let's go back to checklist. All right, see you at 10.
304. See you at 10.
304. Update state. Switch down.
State 4.4.
Low state 3.1.
So I guess the fuel state of my wingman is 3.1 because it says lowest state is 3.1, but I still have 4.4. So now, as we get closer, we're going to hear the tower or the ship then tell us if we're allowed to approach the and land. Say yours, Charlie, is the command. And then we can land. Alright, so we're going to have about 350 knots.
Altitude. Altitude.
Checked. Alright, got to get into the pattern here. 350 knots. Now, if there's other traffic around, then obviously we would be in the holding stack, first of all. But all I'm seeing is the helicopter, the recovery helicopter in the area. The rest is good. All right, let's get the hook out. Hook is out. All right, let's go downwind.
Tower 304. Overhead Angels 2. Holding hands at 305.
Holding hands.
2.7.
Jesus, that's close.
304. Tower, roger. BRC 355. Signal is Charlie.
Right, say it's Charlie, so we can go into the approach.
304.
So, once we're beam, we kiss off our wingman so that he can... Now I'm using Trek IR, so I have a baseball cap on with the reflectors. Right, so let's do that. Jesus. Why does he... He would never do that normally like that, would he? Jesus Christ. He almost rammed me there. And now he's like blocking me my way there. Alright, let's go. 3.5 Gs. Idle power. Let's go downwind. 250 knots. Here comes gear. Oops. Here comes the flaps. Slowing down. Let's descend 600 feet. A lot of trim. So we're already on the speed here. Let's get the auto thrust on. Fantastic. So now trim the aircraft. Beautiful. I think I actually got a bit wide here in the pattern. So I'm just going to extend just a little bit. I don't want to make it too crazy close. I'm not a real world F-18 jockey. Alright, so 30-degree bank. And let's turn final. A little bit high. Let's get down a bit more. There we go. Looking now for the alignment. And looking for the ball. There it is.
304. Hornet ball. 4.0.
Hornet ball. Roger ball. Right, let's see if we can nail this. Right, so we got wings. So the wings are there. We got the hook. We got the. I'm getting way low here. Careful. So we got the gear. We got the flaps. Let's make sure we don't get too low here. There we are. On path. Just a tad low. Let's line up. Come on, come on. Keep it up, keep it up. There we go.
Hornet ball 2.7.
And you got to be kidding me. for my... Yeah, my wingman has gone around as well? That's weird. Good effort. Nice try. Right, let's do that again. I don't know what that sound is. Sounds like static over the... Alright, let's get in trim, in speed. That's a wide pattern. Fuel 3.5. Yeah, I think I just got a feeling that I got high at the end, even though I don't think I was high at the end. Just had the feeling, and I just pushed down a bit too much. So I think it was just the pitch angle that just wasn't optimal for the hook to catch the wire. So the beeping is telling me regarding the fuel, because it's just varying the thrust all the time. It's a bit annoying, but that's just the way it is. Right, so here we go. Let's go final again. Getting on path, and let's do
304, Portable 3.5.
It's a little bit high at the moment, but lined up nicely. Let's Jesus Christ. That beeping. There we go. Alright. Cool. Okay, so let's make sure we're on path. No! You've got to be kidding me. I'm going to have a talk with my wingman. You're joking! Yeah, he's waving off. I'm not. I'm continuing. Yeah, good thing he got waved off. Right, there we go. Don't care. We made it. We're down. Alright, let's get the flaps. Let's fold the wings. Come on. There we are. Nose for steering high. Here's our marshaller. Let's get off the deck. All right. Hey, Setchai. How are you doing? I'm really going to be interested to see what score we got. Wasn't the prettiest kind of missions, but I loved how my wingman got waved off. Lol. Serves him right. Trying to squeeze in there. It's interesting to see where they want to park me. Right now, I have no idea. Okay. What? Hang on. There's a plane there. I can't park there. Nah. Hang on. Nobody in the approach. I'm going to go around here. Request follow me here. Is that GSX here or DCS? What on earth? I have no idea where he wants me to go. Okay. What? Forward, forward. Alright, stop. Ah, there we go. Whew. Thank God for that. Right, brakes on. Is my wingman still going around? I just heard him go around again. What can I say? Let's do this. So Senshai, how are you doing? Nice to see you. Right, radar off. We do the INS off. Seat is now safe. Let's switch off the displays. Gonna have engine 2 off. Let's get the HUD off. That is off. That is off. Let's get this all shut down. That is good. That is good. That is good. And left engine off. Gonna have the oxygen off. APU off. And then battery off. And we're good. Now the question is, what? Oh, hang on. Disregard. I need a battery on for the mission debrief. Right, mission debrief. Now I get a. Hang on. I need to dial down the sounds. Probably now I get copyright strike. Yeah, I'm doing well, Senshai. A little bit cold, but it's getting better. Right, so we've got score 5 points for the checkpoint destroyed. We've got 5 points for the AAA destroyed. Well, we did get correct departure procedures. Score 5. Issues recorded with airspace controls. Whoops. General communication procedure followed. Complied with rules of engagement. Okay. Carrier recovery score 10. And mission commenced. Okay. So let's see. So let's see if we successfully finished the mission here. End mission. Ha! Success. Now 75 isn't the best score. We had a 95 on the first go, but 75, I'll take it. Right. So now, yeah, for the next time we've got mission 3 coming on. That'll be interesting. Right. Yeah, the score's all right. Yeah, we'll take it. Like I said, I'm not pro, so right. So that will be the next for the next time, guys. Now, give me about 10 minutes. I'll be setting up everything for the 320 flight. What time is it now? Yeah, 9 o'clock, exactly on plan. So 10 minutes, I'll be back with a flight in X-Plane 12, the Neo, with the BSS sound pack, actually. So it's got some very nice sounds. Can look forward to that. And then I'm going to fly from Madrid to Ajaccio. And yeah, I will be on VATSIM. If anyone wants to fly along, feel free. Right, guys. See you in about 10. Thank you so much, everyone.